Where do you think I'm going to find somebody to date? Lots of choices here, huh? But I have been checking out options for where to find people, and maybe we could talk about those today. The first place people tell you to look is the grocery store. Huh. Well, I get my produce from a local market. I get my meat from my hunter boys. I get my other meat from my farmer boys or rancher boys. So I'm not in the grocery store a lot. Okay, I think this person is walking their dog, but they're using their car to do it. Another place to find people is at the dog park. I wonder if this counts. Kissy found a friend, and apparently, oh, there he goes. Back off to finish the rest of his walk. Never know what you're going to find here on these country roads. Another place, coffee shops. That's a good place to meet people. However, either I'm going to a coffee shop to meet somebody already, or I'm going to a coffee shop to get something done because something happened to my internet that day. I don't know what kind of chances I would have at finding somebody. Classes and lectures, that's probably a good option for me. I do take a fairly decent amount of classes, and we have a lot of great lectures here on the history of Colorado, on the geography of Colorado, on how to train your dog, on how to play mahjong. Mahjong. That might be a place to meet somebody, except they're all women. And then there's the old standby, the church, which I have met quite a few men at the church. Not here, other churches. But that is a possibility. For me, the problem with that is that I am a church visitor. I am a chronic church visitor. This thing called Christianity, it has so many flavors that it's hard to tell. So I just go to the church of my choice, and God can find me there and give me the message for the day, no matter who's delivering it. So I'm not sure if church is an option for me. This was a great church. Right where the cross is, there used to be an addition to this building, which was the original church here, which was a miner's bunkhouse that they brought all the way down from Silverton to use as a church down here. I don't know how they did that. You should see the road and a miner's bunkhouse, but it was used for many, many years, and I went there to church for many, many years, and now it's gone. Everything changes all the time. Reinvention. Similar to classes, meeting in classes, there's meetup groups. Have you heard of those? Just look at meetup.com. It'll give you a list of all kinds of activities in your area. Might be a class, might be a church activity, might be a lecture. You have some options there. I do attend a writing group. That's a meetup group. And I attend a WordPress, which is a software meetup group. And I have met people in there. No dates yet. And then there's bars. You know, it doesn't have to be like it was in the 80s where you went out to get laid at the bar. It could just be bars to go listen to music, have a burger or a pizza. Maybe even with a friend. How about gas stations? One of my friends suggested that to me. How about checking out the gas stations? And I thought, that's kind of weird. And she said, oh no, everybody talks to everybody at the gas station. So the next time you're at a gas station, notice that. Say hi to somebody. Start a conversation. Reminds me of that Progressive ad where it talks about turning into your parents. Maybe you should turn into your parents. Might help your dating. And then, of course, there's a new place to pick up people. The fitness center. You have to go there on a regular basis. And you have to go at the same time. Where and how am I going to find someone out here? This is what I've figured out about dating, where you can find them. Instead of the bar, how about the winery? Have you tried a winery on a Friday night? Certainly there's a winery in your area. Instead of meeting at the coffee shop, why not work at the coffee shop? Just for giggles, you could work 2 or 3 days there. Then people know you're there. They know what days you're there. They know where to find you. Hopefully they're the kind that you want. Are you a builder like my friend Carl? Carl's built 3 sheds this year. He's a very intelligent, interesting, fun person. Somebody like who I would like to date. Where does he hang out? Well, he's building sheds. He's built 3 of them this summer with 2 other single men. Now, where do you think you could find them? How about Home Depot? And the same goes for men looking for women. How about Home Depot? Women would love to have a man really interested in them, telling them where they can find the right size filter in which aisle. Don't want to work at Home Depot to meet those women? How about putting on a class at your local library about 5 easy things you can do at home and introduce yourself to a whole bunch of women? 4 women only. Make it 4 women only. Then you get introduced to a whole room full of people right off the bat. But, oh, you're an introvert? And you're looking to find another introvert? How about volunteering at the hospital? Even introverts have to visit people in the hospital. There's always a welcome desk or a gift shop or somewhere where you can volunteer at a hospital. And, that's a pretty hopping place for our age group, How about volunteering at the farm? You can almost knock out 2 things with 1. Gardening is one of the best longevity exercises you can do. Did you know that? It's true. You could meet people at the farm. You could get your exercise. 2 in 1. I like that. How about hanging out at the library? Now that's kind of an interesting place because you can actually hang out at a library a lot easier than you can at a coffee shop and stalk people's schedules. For example, I've been having tons of internet issues lately. Tons. And I have had to go to the library to use the internet. And I've noticed every day that I'm there, certain people, mostly men, interesting enough, come in and use the computers, to check their emails and do whatever else they do on the computer. But they're there for a couple hours. You could actually stalk them and then make a plan for how you're going to introduce yourself to them. Oh, and speaking of how you're going to introduce yourself to them, we'll be talking about that too in an upcoming video. I guess what I say to all these lists of where to find men is they don't work. They don't work unless they're personalized for you. Just like the 21-day fitness challenge I just did, I had to work that into my schedule. I had to promise myself I would do it every day. I had to commit to the actions to see the result and get to the end. Now, with that 21-day challenge, did the results change much? No, just got me moving. The next step is to make a bigger plan, like incorporate more movement, more fitness. What kind of ways do I really want to focus on to get my body back to the shape I want? So it has to be a plan that fits for you. Write down all the places you go in a week. If you're like me, they're not very many. I almost have to resort to online dating if I'm going to have a big pool of people. Now, it depends on how long you want to be dating. Maybe you want to be dating because you just want to create a pool of women that you can go out to eat with or go to a movie with or do something with. And in that case, you need to turn it into a lifestyle. Maybe you're hell-bent on being married before the end of the year, in which case you better get on all those options and start scheduling your life around dating. Just remember, the most important part, the very most important part of finding your true love is believing that they're out there, knowing it, feeling it in your heart and your gut that they're out there waiting for you. I know my man's probably sitting and drinking coffee and looking over some books or papers or something this morning before he gets out to do his chores or take a walk or whatever else he likes to do. He's out there. I just need to find him. Maybe this is him coming down the road. It's just like anything else that you want to get done in your life. You have to look at it totally different now than what you did when we were actually dating age. We are dating age still, which is just done a lot differently. And you might have to get online. So we'll keep working on perfecting how to be online and how to find your perfect mate. But in the meantime, go to the grocery store.